Hey there, Willowbrook. Happy New Year. We're at the very end of the New Testament challenge, and today we're going to be looking at Revelation chapter 20, which is actually a really monumental book as it addresses both heaven and hell. So what's the big deal with heaven and hell? Well, in a world where people question the validity of either, it's really vital that we see what's happening here in this chapter. It's so vital that C.S. Lewis said this. He said, if heaven is real, nothing else matters. But if heaven is not real, nothing matters at all. And what we get today in Revelation chapter 20 is a glimpse into both heaven and hell. The first verse of chapter 20 starts this way. It says, "Then I saw an angel come down from heaven with the key to the bottomless pit and a heavy chain in his hand." What's happening here? An angel is coming down, and it says that the angel has a key to a bottomless pit. What is that referring to? Is it talking about hell? Well, no, it's not. It's actually talking about a prison of sort that Satan will be locked up and kept captive for 1,000 years. This chapter actually refers to this 1,000 years where Jesus will set up a reign on earth. It will be the way that earth should have been with the enemy, Satan, not deceiving anyone. And it will be a time that many believe, I'm one of those, that it will be a literal 1,000 years where Jesus will reign on earth. After that 1,000 years, then Satan will be released from this bottomless pit and given the opportunity to continue to try to deceive people. But what we find here is that the devil eventually here that will be thrown into what is referred to as the lake of fire, what we know as hell, burning with sulfur, where the creature and the false prophet are, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Then we get to verse 11, where we get to what's called this great white throne of judgment. What does that mean? This place of judgment. I've had a lot of people actually talk to me and ask me about what this great white throne of judgment means. What does it mean for believers? What does it mean for unbelievers? Well, it should be noted that everyone will be standing before God in a time of judgment. But what that means for believers is that we're not going to be judged based on our sin. In fact, we know that our sin is covered. It talks about it in 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Our sin is covered. We are taken care of. But we will be judged based off of our good works so that we can be rewarded. But for those that aren't believers, this will be a time when it says that they will look to see if their name is even in the book of life. This is a vital part of the story of Scripture, that we understand the validity that there is heaven, a safe place, a place to look forward to for believers. But there is also a real place called hell. And it says that in verse 15, if anyone's name was not found recorded in the book of life, he was thrown into the lake of fire. You know, if you're a believer, you have something to absolutely find comfort in. You won't be thrown into the lake of fire. But you also have something to consider, that your works will be judged so that you might receive a reward. This stuff, it matters. It's not something to take lightly. It's something to really consider, that what we're doing, that we receive crowns and homes and mansions and glory because of what we're doing here. I love you, church, and it has been a joy to read the New Testament with you. Have a happy New Year.